Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today I am heading to see my doctors and have a bunch of tests done. Today I'm even seeing my radiologist. Is that, yeah, for radiation. He is going to be interviewing me as well and looking over all my test results that have been done so far. And, again, I kind of want to stress this, that this has been precautionary. This is the doctors want to make sure everything's good. This is not a, yeah, we saw horrible things in your x-rays and your surgery went bad and this is all bad and you're going to be bad. That's not what this is. This was precautionary because I'm going away for a month in places like Africa and stuff like that. So they want to take these tests and make sure everything's okay. Because I saw some comments out there saying, oh, Don's planning to go on this trip anyway. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I'm planning to go on this trip. I've been planning this trip for years to go to Africa and go on safari. It's been one of my dream trips ever to do this. So yeah, I have been planning. I have no intentions on canceling this. However, if today when I go see my doctors and they say, Don, we saw this on your lungs and we need to go in and get it right now, I'm not going on the trip. I'm not. But I don't expect that to happen. I am feeling really good. I am doing my 10,000 steps again. Remember, I've had out of surgery less than a month. I've been on a cruise already, and I am excited to go on this trip. Super excited to go on this trip. So, yeah, I have been planning to leave. I have been packing for like 2 weeks. I'm putting something in, no, that's too heavy, taking it out, readjusting it. I'm doing all kinds of weird stuff that I don't normally have to do when I'm trying to pack. I'm super excited to go, and I'm pretty sure the doctors are going to say today, you're good to go. But just in case, we're going to do the tests, and then we're going to find out. Today's video is brought to you by Babbel. So you all know that I travel all over the place. I'm going to Africa, I'm going to Germany, I'm going to Budapest, I go to the Caribbean, I'm going to Antarctica, I'm going everywhere in the world. And one of the things that I always love to do is try and learn some conversational language from the destination I'm going. For instance, I'm going to Rome later on this year. I want to know a little bit of conversational language that I can carry on, like order a meal or ask directions, things like that. Now, how do I do that? With Babbel. Babbel is one of the largest language learning apps in the world. And I love the variety of ways that it can help you learn the new language. It's not just repetitive talking all the time. It is classrooms, it is podcasts, it is different language games that you can play. And they're all in small increments that you can choose to do at your own pace. You don't have to sit there for hours upon hours upon hours like you would in a classroom trying to learn this. So there you go. I use this when I'm on cruise ships. I use this at the airport. I use this at home. I use this when I'm trying to learn a new language to carry on those conversations in my world travels. And I love the whole variety that they have and the way you can learn at your own pace. So if you'd like to try and learn a new language, for instance, you have a relative that maybe speaks a different language and you'd like to carry on a conversation with them. Perhaps you're like me, want to travel to a different destination. Maybe you just want to expand your knowledge of languages from around the world. Well, Babbel is the perfect learning tool for you. If you'd like to give them a try, why not follow my link down below or the QR code right here, and you can get up to 60% off your subscription. Okay, I'm at the doctor's. Can you tell? Can you tell? And yeah, waiting for my results and see what's going to happen. I'm not expecting anything too dramatic because I'm leaving in 3 days, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see what the doctor says. Hey, everybody. Well, I just got back from seeing the doctor. Whoops, a little dark there. And getting some results. So I'm going to share them right away here. I got not bad news, not too bad of news. So if today, the doctors I was seeing after the tests, the doctor said all the tests were good so far. Everything looks fine. Lungs are fine. Great. But then I had to see my radiologist. And the radiologist is, if you remember last time when we were first deciding, when I first got diagnosed with the lung cancer back, they told me I might be able to go for radiation. And then I went and saw the doctor, the radiologist, and he said that the left-hand lung, no problem. 95, 98% chance everything's gone perfect. Then the right-hand lung, though, it was only an 80% chance of everything being done, like good. So that's why, after talking to my surgeon, we opted for the surgery, right? It's a better chance of getting rid of everything and it not returning. So I kind of got the same response this time, but he scared me a little bit. He did scare me a little bit because I was there with my sister. We went and got the hair cut today for the trip. Always get my hair cut before my trip. And she was sitting there and I was sitting there, and the doctor said, "Hi, how are you?" I says, "Oh, I had to look at a lot of stuff. You had a lot of stuff happen since the last time I saw you." I said, "Yeah, 2 surgeries, plus I had to go back into the hospital for 8 days after the lungs filled with liquid." And he goes, "Yeah, yeah." Well, he says, "Well, to cut to the chase," he says, I went, like, when somebody says, like, your doctor says that, he's smiling and everything like that, then he turns to the computer and opens up my file. He says, "Well, to cut to the chase, doesn't that sound like he's about to give you bad news? Doesn't that sound like, well, the surgery didn't work and we're going to have to do this?" And doesn't that, like, that's literally the words he used, to cut to the chase. And my sister and I talked about this afterward. She thought the exact same thing, that something bad. He says, "Judging from the position of your left hand lung doesn't need it right now. Your right hand lung," he says, "as much as I'd love to go in and just do some zapping just to make sure," he says, "it's in such a bad spot that if I go in and do it, I could cause complications and adverse effects because of how close it is to something." I didn't even catch what he said it was so close to. He says, I will do it if you want me to, but I really, think that that could be worse for you than not doing it." And I said, "Well, is there cancer there? Is that what you're seeing?" He says, "No, this is an after treatment from the surgery. We usually like to go in for this kind of surgery and zap around it." And he says, "But if I went in there right now and I zap and the cancer returns in that area, because it would have, like, killed all the cells and everything in that zone, it would make it almost impossible for the surgeons to go in and be able to take anything out, because there would be no live tissue there to resection me, sew me up and everything. It wouldn't hold." He says, he says, I said, "So you're saying we should just kind of like monitor it now and see what happens?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I don't recommend going in and doing any radiation right now." And I said, that's good. I'm okay with that. I understand the reasoning, because it's the same reason that we didn't go in for the surgery. Like, we didn't go in for radiation, we went for the surgery. And he said, "My left hand lung doesn't need it. Everything looks really, really good from the surgery. The whole area was removed. So that's really good news." And then I had my surgeon, Dr. Maziax. He says, "Everything's really good. You're clear to travel. I've given you your lungs are fine. You're breathing perfect. Your rating is good. Your blood pressure is good. Says there's no issues right now with traveling, which is super news. And she kind of she kind of says, "Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope I never see you again." And I'm going to myself, "Yep, I kind of feel the same way, but I really do like her. She was a great doctor, and my doctor today, Dr. Dennis, radiologist, great. And now I'll be under the care of my oncologist again, and I see her in October, I believe, is my next appointment with her. It has to be like 4 months after surgery, and we do some more testing. But today's test, there's no reoccurrence. There is a spot that they're concerned about on one of the lungs, but they think it's just dead tissue from the surgery. So it hasn't grown or anything since the hospital visit. And so, yeah, everything seems good. And I'm glad I'm packed for my trip because it looks like it's full steam ahead and it's time to go on this weird journey that I'm about to go on. 3 different types of travel: safari land trip, Mediterranean ocean cruise, and then Danube river cruise, all in the same trip. Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, thank you for all the support I've seen out there, and I do really appreciate it. I got through another one of these surgeries. Let's hope there's not an 11 or a 12 down the road. But yeah, good news from the doctors today. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. I hope my next one is just fantastic.